Start off my card with a sweet one, bliss. Someone flicks me a bad body. So, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strong, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
Oh, well, Rico.
Good evening.
Rico!
Hola, ¿cómo es días? What's going on, my bro?
Yes, we were just talking off camera. This going to work sucks. Unless work is going to boxing matches.
One day,
the
bro, it
moment,
will, bro. Trust me. One day it will absolutely pop off, bro. Trust me. But we're here,
man.
you know, it's another day, another beautiful day of life.
Yeah, man.
Big up, my bro, man. How you been? How's your week been, bro?
Yeah, a bit busy. Not so much boxing stuff. Haven't had time to do, but I did get someone in today. You'll see the interview hopefully tomorrow. Someone in the news a little bit. So, yeah, it's all good fun being part of the journeys. Bukayo. Ah.
The man.
Bukayo. Saka. Following following our dream, and you're coming along with us.
I love it, man, because it is, bro. No, do you know what it is? Because I feel like I was one of those people where you go to a channel, it starts from the very beginning, and then you see the people come through and they do their thing, and yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing. Thank you, Saka, bro, and everybody else that's supporting the grind at the minute. We're doing stuff obviously for other channels and everything, and Ryan and I doing shows and stuff, and we a lot of it is financed by our love of the sport. So and these jobs that we're just trying not to work anymore. So really get behind. But anyway, we're going to be talking a bit of boxing like we always do on the R&R.
Oh wow! What a weekend of boxing! It's huge. See, I was dreaming of being in Dublin or on my way to Dublin. As it turns out, your man Eddie Hearn didn't give me the access.
He never, bro. Like the only I've never heard people like us, like in our kind of where we are, right? Raw, getting accredited, like with Matchroom. Like, I think Martin, Sporting Icon, big up Sporting Icon, my mentor, man, big up mine. He got accredited for the Newcastle show, and like that didn't really end well. So I don't see any accreditations for the Matchrooms on the horizon right now. But Boxing Hub, we get a bit bigger, we'll see how it is. But big up Tony Ellis, man, my brother Tony Ellis, bro, the realest, bro. Thank you for tuning in this evening, man. I know it's a bit late. This is yeah, man. It's fatherhood, all types of stuff. But
if Bukayo and Tony are Londoners, they know our weekend starts Thursday night. So, Rico, before we go into the weekend's action, just looking at something our friends over at No Smoke Boxing have just broken some news. Ryan Garcia has appointed Derek James. All right. Interesting. Would you make of that? Is he just jumping on the AJ bandwagon, or or is he one of them?
What was that, bro? Sorry, the audio cut.
Ryan Garcia's moved to Derek James. Would you make of that?
I don't know, bro. Derek James, what he needs to realize is Derek James isn't going to be somebody that just takes his shit. So that tells me that he's serious. Want to instruct his instructor. He wants his instructor to instruct him. So with those heavy lyrics there, I think it's a good thing. I don't know how well he will gel with Derek. It will take, I don't know, because the personality doesn't really fit the camp, if I'm being really honest with you. Because Ryan's a bit more new, flat, and he's not even the type of flash that Derek is accustomed to. So I think will be an interesting mesh. But I think what he saw in Tank, he needs something from a world that he's never been in to take him through the baptism of fire, so to speak. So yeah, bro, like I personally think it's a good thing. I just want to see the kid take it seriously, and just know that if you're going to Derek, he's not going to be fucking about, bro. So we'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah, like you said, give him a chance. Anyway, that's for the future. But in the here and now, starting in Dublin, what a show! You follow the women's game much?
You know I do, bro. You know I love the women, bro. You know I love the women's game, everything.
I'm talking purely boxing here, of course.
Yeah. Me too. Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron, we were, I want to say, robbed of seeing Yelly Scottney fight on there, but is what it is. Still a great card. It's going to be an event. It's going to be an absolutely massive event. So I think that I'm going to have a good time.
Yeah, that as you said, massive event. So yeah, a bit disappointed you didn't get a weekend in Dublin. If you know a weekend in Dublin, you'll know why I'm disappointed. Let's go, Katie and Haney. Complete my parlay.
That Guinness. You just wanted to hit that proper stout.
I'll tell you what, the Ireland card, though, the card is banging. I mean, obviously the main event speaks for itself, but I mean, just look at the card there. Terry Harper against Breakus.
Great fight.
Gary Cully, a Jarko.
I really like Gary Cully, man. Is Gary Cully my guy? He comes out to Afrobeats and he's like 6 foot. Yeah, bro. That's
Say that again, Rico. So
Gary Cully.
Yeah, he's that tall. I'll tell you what. Whenever we see a tall, gangly guy who can hit, we straight away think Tommy Hearns, don't we? So
of course, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe
he's
not.
Really well
maybe not the younger demographic, but yeah, definitely, bro. Tommy Hearns was a bad man back in the day, but just checking Gary Cully out from. Oh, big up, Kevin Effect, man. Kevin, I hope I said that shit right, bro. My bad if I didn't. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Gary Cully. I think he's a really good fighter as well. I've enjoyed the last fights that he's been in. Can't really name the opponents to mind. Who else we got on there? You said Terry Harper.
Against Breakus.
Just to digress very quickly, what's happening with Tasha Jonas?
Yeah. That's a strange one. It's like,
who's advising her, right?
She ain't retiring, but she ain't taking any of the big fights that are there. She don't want Jonas.
Then
she don't want Shields.
Tasha, I love Tasha. I've messaged. I've said it, like I really I believe in her, but her movements, like, you're not taking the best. You're saying that you want to make the most amount of money, so you said no to the fight that would give you the most amount of money and revenue. Then you said no to another fight, a pound for pound female Guat. And I obviously spoke to, Dimitri Salita. Big up my guy Salita, man. You got a call with him maybe in a couple of days. But building a little relationship there. But yeah, man, he said that it was completely down to Tasha. Obviously, they would have met out at 154 pounds. And that's Clarissa coming down to fight you. And you still said no to that. So for me, it's like, what? This is why I'm asking. Who's advising her? Who's a manager? Is she self-managed? Like, because I've not really spoken to her like that. I've not looked into her.
I don't know if Joe Gallagher manages her as well, but yeah, like you said, who knows? But Hey, listen, we've seen some of them fighters over at Sky do some goofy things, obviously with the Clark Wardley fight not happening. Who knows? But I'll tell you what, we'll come on to it. But if Breakus pulls off the win against Harper, then I think that could then be on. So let's start at Chantel against Katie. Tell me, I personally think Katie is well and truly on the slide. A lot of people disagree. I think she's on the slide, and there's nothing wrong with that. When I say that about a fighter, it's not out of hate. This is the nature of this sport. She's 35.
On the slide against elite competition.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But the levels and it's too. You can only really either get world/elite level opponents that people will actually pull out money for and promoters will actually and networks will invest in. That's why I would say that KE, if she does this, who else is she gonna fight, man? Like, she has fights, but the fights that she will fight next will impact her lifeline. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to be honest there. Like, and the thing is that I've seen KE, we've all seen KE in wars, 6 years, bro? Like, fight after fight after fight after fight, pursuit. Fucking like the pursuit rematch, obviously. Tasha Jonas, like, bro, and one after the other. The fight in Madison Square Garden with what's her name? Amanda Serrano.
Yeah,
bro,
exactly.
One after the other. If this was the male equivalent, like, this would be like running a gauntlet, of mandatories that are actually number one contenders, each and every single one. Like, KE has earned the right to just have some Guinness, bro, after this fight. Seriously.
Oh, but she's still talking ambitiously. I think the timing's perfect for Chantel Cameron, but because Katie's somewhat on the slide, that's why I rate her even more. I mean, because she called for this when the Serrano fight weren't going to happen. For the first time, Katie Taylor actually called out someone, and it's someone who arguably is a harder fighter because Chantel's bigger and younger.
1,000,000% a harder fight.
What a woman! What a fighting woman! And I'll tell you what,
she's the epitome of what fighters should be.
Yeah, I think she at some level, because I don't know if you recall, she put it on her social media, and Katie Taylor never really says much on social media. She
don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Have you been on a space with her, right? I love Katie. I love her. Yeah, I swear to God, I do. But you be on Twitter space with her, and she'll just be like, "I was there," like, like, so lovely. But like, she's not a talker. Do you know what I mean? Like,
she's not. No,
she needs to be though. Like, she has those types of skills.
She's a fighting woman,
and that, like, and the way that because Eddie talks for her. That's a perfect promoter-fighter relationship. That, if you think about it. Because Eddie's out there getting the Irish government involved, this, that, and the third. Katie doesn't need to say shit. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, people can say what they want about Hearn, but that guy, he could sell sand to the desert, bro. Serious.
Exactly. But yeah, that's what I really admire about Katie, and Bukayo saying, is this Katie's hardest fight? I think without a doubt, because she's slowing down just as Chantel Cameron's peaking. And there's that size advantage that Chantel comes with. I've seen them both up close at a press conference. And Chantel, she's a thick woman. Yeah, thick woman. Considerable size disadvantage to Katie Taylor here. So
yeah, for sure.
Like,
Kate, like, first of all, I have Katie winning on points straight away. Right.
Okay.
They've already written them down. Right. They've already written down the victory for Katie Taylor. Not to say that Katie would ever want to win like that, but she would need a Viking army. Chantal Cameron would need a Viking army, Ragnar Lothbrok, Darth Vader, who else, bro? Like fucking Goku to rip those belts from to keep those belts, bro, in Ireland, bro. She would need 1,000 4-leaf, 5-leaf clovers, bro, to be able to take her belts back from Ireland. So I'm not hearing anything about a rematch clause. Does anybody know in the thing below?
Yeah, any of our friends in the chat know? We've not heard
Because
anything
from what I've seen, Eddie would have immediately said, or somebody would have been able to gouge out from that contract that there was a rematch clause straight away. Or somebody would have said it in the presses. But I won't lie to you, I don't watch Katie. I don't watch the presses. Not to say don't watch them or anything, but yeah.
I don't think there is, because I think in IFL's interview with Eddie, they asked what happens to both of them depending on who wins, and they said if Chantal Cameron wins, well, then the rematch is the biggest fight for her. So that suggests to me there isn't a rematch clause, but the option will be there for Chantal because it will be the biggest money fight for her. So I mean, difference of opinion here in the chat. We've got our mysterious benefactor, iBoxing Hob, our host, even though we've never met him.
His name is Ram. His nickname is Ram. Our mysterious benefactor. His name is Ram. That's his name.
Ram. Well, that could mean anything, you know. But I hope it ain't the devil. But
a real awesome man.
Yeah, he's with Chantal. Me too. I am edging towards a Cameron win, but
nah, bro, we're drinking Guinness all day, bro. We're drinking Guinness and proper whiskey all day. I'm full Ireland.
Kev thinks.
Nah, I'm joking. I think Katie's going to win, but obviously I always back the English fighter. Anyone that you can go on my Twitter or like this, or whatever. I always back the British and English-born fighter, but I don't see how Cameron leaves there with her belts, man. You can say this, but unless Cameron lays the smackdown on her completely, I just don't see it. Like, look what happened in America. Was it the first Pursuit fight?
Yeah, there's no doubt she's got, in my opinion.
Like, look, like Raw. You see, like fighters like this, elite fighter like this, like her, like Kate, like Canelo. Arguably, they've lost like 4 times or 3 times.
Yeah.
Right. So when people are like, oh, undefeated, they're like, you've been defeated. It's just in the eyes of the public.
Yeah.
Which is what it doesn't really matter, because history is written by the victors. So in the end, 10, 20 years, 30 years times from now, people go through the records and see this person won, that person won. So it is what it is. We've seen one of the worst stoppages ever. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. You see that Rolly stoppage, bro?
Yeah. That's well, clearly Rolly's well connected.
Oh, big up Trey, man. Big up my brother Trey.
Hey, Trey. Big up, Trey.
We do.
We're going over similar ground to, I guess, what Trey and Chris went through last night. But some people might have missed their show. See, I just want to go address what Kev said. If Katie wins, she'll have the option to fight Alicia Baumgarten and be a 3 times undisputed. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Imagine that. Possibly even 4 times undisputed, because she could go up again.
Baumgartner,
Sandy Ryan,
Katie Taylor. Baumgartner will finish Katie Taylor, right? Like, bro, I'm thinking in another year, like, future pound for pound #1 female star, stratosphere, incredible, sweet Caroline Dubois will finish Katie. So Katie has to, depending on how this fight goes and the damage that she takes, because I don't think people actually realize that Serrano fight in those last 3-4 rounds, all they were doing was swinging, bro, punch for lick. It was orgasmic, for lack of a better word. But so carry on, Ross.
Yeah,
this, bro. After catching
yeah, it
licks,
was.
right?
Sorry.
After catching licks from a girl, a weight class higher, more in the tank, hasn't had wars like Katie. Who's Cameron at a war with?
Yeah, no, sorry. I just got distracted by you talking about orgasmic.
This
Yeah,
guy.
in a
This
discussion
guy.
involving Alicia
Can we
Paul
not just speak about women's boxing without your head being in the gut, mate?
Listen,
all right? I know Ramadan is gone, but come on, son.
Baumgardner. Hey, listen, I've gone off her. I think
what
the one
because she's getting married, isn't it?
She had the one big win against Terry Harper, and since then she hasn't looked like the killer she did that night. So I'm not convinced the punching power will carry up. So
bro, she went on a run, bro. Terry Harper, then she hit that other chick, then she smashed up Michaela Mayer, then Undisputed. Put respect on Alicia.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I'm not saying she ain't any good. I'm just saying I'm not convinced she's this killer and that she'll be a killer moving up the weight.
She's one Undisputed. Right,
yeah,
you're moving.
She's good. She's good.
You're moving crazy, bro. She's an undisputed champion on a 4 big fight win run. She will smash up Katie Taylor, bro. Bomb Squad. I wish she took Bomb Squad before Wilder. Like, I'm so fuming. But now, just to get back to the topic, I honestly think like Cameron, if Cameron is going in there and has trained to actually, I don't know, would I say finish the remnants of a Katie Taylor, like you're saying? Because Chantel has the size, the reach, the advantage to actually change Katie, man, if done right. But Katie's movement, people forget, Katie's actually a really good an incredible boxer.
Yeah, she is when she wants to be, and maybe that Serrano fight brought home to her that she needs to get back to her boxing, and maybe that's why she's been so eager to go in with Cameron. That she knows that she's got that boxing ability to fall back on. It's fascinating. No doubt.
Everybody's homework is to watch the Serrano and Katie Taylor fight. Yeah. Katie caught licks, bro. Dirty, unequivocal, unadulterated licks, bro. Right? Serrano gave her the business, and she gave Serrano the business back. Anybody that really knows boxing and the run of fights that Katie Taylor has been on, you can't keep putting your fire in those type of wars every single time, because the fighters that she's fighting are coming to fight. Arguably have beat her, but she's still there. Serrano has just been in a war herself. So look at Serrano, how she's been in that war, right? Because no one's saying, oh, Serrano's, hasn't she had more fights?
Yeah, she's well into 40.
Been in, bro, she was fighting in the favelas, bro. Like, she's lit, bro. Come on. Like, and Katie beat her. But now you're going up in weight. So has she ever fought at they're fighting for at 140, yeah? Has she ever fought at 140?
No, this is her first time, isn't it? So
this is what I'm saying. Like, she's just gonna try a Roy Jones, bro. I wouldn't say a Roy Jones, like, but she's just gonna try and go up. You know, I really feel that if Katie can make it through the 12, then I think she's got it, man. Somehow, some way.
You know what? You're starting to put serious. That talking to you has now started to put doubts into my mind about my prediction. Maybe Katie will actually even look better because.
Bruh, remember Liam Smith.
She's not making the weight.
Remember when they said what they said about me when I said Beefy Smith was going to stop him? Remember, bro, bread that I got today.
People got to take
They down,
Rico's claims seriously. He knows what he's
right?
talking about.
I'm just saying, bro. Right? Like the ingredients and what I'm saying makes sense.
Kevin Effect, yes, you're right. Probably 20 years ago was your typical chauvinistic male who thought women's boxing. What's that? But you know what? These women, obviously, allowing
They can
women
bang, bro.
into the allowing them into the Olympics and the amateur scene has really helped because it means the younger lot have come through and they've got the amateur grounding, so they come into the pros sort of pretty good. That first
Yeah, true.
generation Jane Couch, like they didn't have that grounding, so they probably did look sort of scrappy compared to the current generation. So no doubt the girls have put the work in, and now I'm one of the biggest supporters of them out there. If I can help some of these young women, you know, get their due, I'm happy to do that. And as you'll see if you follow Punch Out Boxing, I interview a lot of women fighters now, and the questions stick to boxing, contrary to what you might think based on some of the comments.
I didn't say a word. I said absolutely nothing.
Oh, I mean, what about the other big fight, the other big women's fight, the co-headliner, Harper against Breakus? I met Cecilia Breakus, the first lady, and probably the first real dominant female world champion for many years. You know what? You know, I like an off-key prediction, and I think I'm going to tip her to pull off an upset. I think Breakus, I think at 41, she's not looking finished. And I just think with the move up in weight, not having to make weight, I think she can. I think she could pull off an upset. And
Nah, bro, I think Terry's gonna smack her up, bro.
I'll tell you why I think that could be good, because then we could get Jonas v Breakus for Undisputed. I mean, that'd be a huge fight. I'm sure.
Will she even take the fight?
Who? Jonas? Well, you're right. Based on what she's doing at the moment, maybe not.
Because Cruz isn't going to bring the type of money that Harper is. They'd have to stick that fight on as a co-main on another card.
Kevin Effect says, if Breakus wins, my Pele's are done. Sorry, I'm not down with all the youth terminology. What's a Pele?
Bro, it was an autocorrect typo. He meant to say paydays, bro, I think. And speaking of paydays, please go out and check Tokka's Tips by our brothers over there in the No Smoke Sport. If you're ready to lose it all and just don't have the will to live, Tokka's Tips is for you. So go check that out on Twitter with my guy Andrew AT for No Smoke Boxing. Check it out, man. Hopefully, you might win this time. Anyway,
driving suicide.
Like I said, I do free promotion, guys. We do free promotion on here, like on Instagram, Twitter, everything like that. Businesses, all type of stuff. So just shout me on the alley below. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, man. To be honest with you, I'm looking more forward to Lomachenko, Devin Haney.
All right.
It's enticing.
I can tell. I know you're a Devin Haney man, so I've held you back long enough from that show. I believe there's a good chance you are going to be doing the watch along at 5 a.m. Is that right?
I'm definitely doing it, bro. Million percent.
All right. So
I've already made arrangements with the missus for the everything. Yeah. So yeah, I will be watching that.
Top man, and our host Trey and Chris will be joining you. I hate to be the party pooper. I mean, I know if I could get up, it'd be the full fam. But I know my limitations these days, man.
Who did I do the last? Who did I do the last? What? Which one? Oh, it was Canelo Ryder. I did it with our brother Bianca, bro. Shout out to my guy, man. Shout out to Trey. That show is incredible. People, please go and watch it on Wednesday. They have a show on Sunday as well. Boxing Roundup, really funny, really cool. I love these guys, man. The truth out here, truly Trey, the truth.
And Trey, of course, is helping the small hall scene with his work with Ticket Pass. So those of you who don't like watching TV like me, get onto his website.
Quick one. Speaking of small hall shows, Dean White has a show on June the 11th. So if you're in London or thereabouts or wherever you are, and you know somebody with a British Boxing Board of Control license, please get at me on my Instagram, Rico See That, and my Twitter. The Twitter handle's over there. Massive opportunity to fight on a black box show.
June the 11th.
Is it June the 11th or July?
Where is it? Because that's a Sunday. June the 11th is a Sunday.
Let me check again. I'm pretty sure it's
which
June
is
11th,
great because June the 10th is the Matchroom show at Wembley Arena, so it would make sense for him to not clash and do a Sunday afternoon one. And by the way, I went to Dean's show in Maidstone on a Sunday. That was great fun. Sundays, yeah, you know, let's be real. What are most of us doing on Sundays? So yeah, big up Dean White if he does do that. It's not on BoxRec yet, but anyway, I'm sure you can get the details when it's confirmed. Anyway, but Las Vegas, early hours. You, Trey, Chris, you're going to set your alarms. You're going to be doing the live watch along. Haney v Loma, a fight 4 years in the making. This kid, Devin Haney, when everyone else is scared to call out the big names, as a 20-year-old, he was looking for Loma. I ain't going to say Loma ducked him. Loma went for Lopez because Tio had the IBF belt. No problem. He made a choice. It wasn't a duck because arguably Tio's as dangerous anyway. We know what happened. The rest is history, but it's come round full circle. Now Loma's got to come to him as the challenger. So the question is,
how funny is that, Rod? Like, honestly, I don't want to not to be a dick, but I remember 3-4 years ago when this young man turned pro, broken a man's orbital bone on his way to a position at 135 pounds for Lomachenko. How he didn't get his opportunity, I do understand at the time, nobody wanted to fight this kid, man. He had to they had to force Jojo Diaz damn near to fight him, and he did what he did to Jojo. He fought Linares at 20 years old, 21 years old. This kid, I keep on saying it, this kid is I know everybody's really high on Shakur, but I'm telling you, lot, this is Mayweather 3.8 V engine, bro. Okay, this guy is going to be the leader of the new school. Him, Shakur, a lot of people saying that obviously, you know, they think that Shakur will be the one to sort of go through the gauntlet of everybody. But I really truly believe that Devin has what it takes. And if he does what I think and what I know he's going to do to Lomachenko on Saturday evening, we're going to see the birth of the new Mayweather. Because I hope so. He's, you know that apparently they're doing, from what I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but allegedly they'll be doing the official weigh-in in the morning for him to be able to rehydrate. I've never heard of that.
I don't know if it's.
I don't know if that's or not. That's what I've heard. That's just what I've heard. This is why allegedly.
Yeah, I've heard of this. I've heard of this 9 a.m. weigh-in. I don't think that's that unusual.
You heard about it as well.
Yeah, I've on Jamie's live Punch Perfect Boxing. He was talking about it, and there's some people in his chat said that is the case. But I don't think that's as unusual as we think, because my understanding is that the weigh-ins that you see on TV are often just
they're what you call ceremonial
weigh-in. Yeah, that the real weigh-in had been done earlier. So I don't think a 9 a.m. weigh-in is that unusual. And look, you don't see Lomachenko kicking up a fuss about it. So
of course, you're not going to see Loma kicking up a fuss. Loma this is his opportunity at all the belts at one time, and Devin Haney, because I'm telling you all right now that kid is at 135 pounds any longer. And if he does, his people around him and his family should take a good fucking hard look at themselves, bro, because like you can't stop bones from growing. Like he's not going to be able to go to 135 pounds again. Thank you, Trey.
yeah,
Trey, do you know what it is? I had like it's you have to, bro, because if you ever get misquoted and if you ever get anything right, they will fucking eat you alive, bro. So yeah, always make sure you know your facts in your boxing, especially if you're doing interviews. I had a really big interview today. Sorry, man, I was going on a rant, bro, but he's my guy. He's my guy. We're gonna chop it up tomorrow.
I love Devin as well. I think you're right. He gets disrespected for two things. One, because he ain't knocking people out like Tank does.
How is he supposed to knock people out?
So what? Pernell Whitaker didn't knock many people out.
Bruh.
I would say. So
he has to weigh in at 135. He walks around at 155, 160. Do the math, bro. Like to lose that periodically within that day for the morning or afternoon, obviously for the weigh-in. This is why I'm saying like him weighing in the morning is like a bit, because he has time to actually rehydrate throughout the rest of the day to the fight. So essentially, Devin is going to come in as he should if he was even fighting at 140, really. All right. So if Loma obviously signed off on it, it sounds like obviously the sanctioning bodies signed off on it. So yeah, man, fuck it. I always thought that it would be a better fight anyway if Devin was allowed to rehydrate properly like that, because 20 pounds in a day, you just don't. It's just not a small feat. It's just not a small feat at all, especially and still growing.
How do you see the fight going?
To be honest with you, I just want to see some sick shit, bro. I just want to see these mad combinations. The Lomachenko's coming in with his head movement in and out like he's fucking thinking that tennis ball. Devin Hay. I think Devin's jab. I would say footwork now, but having watched Loma's last fight, I think he fought Garcia. He didn't really. He looked to me like he was losing his edge in that fight, and the previous one before that, I think the previous one before that was Comey, which he looked quite good in. But Comey is not the fighter that he was, man. I think Tio changed Comey's life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think now, like Loma's been through a lot as well, bro. He's gone yard. He's literally been in a war, come back. Like I get it. If I think this one will be, because look at it this way, right? This is really important. All right, Top Rank need Lomachenko to win. Yeah, I'm going to tell you why. Because Devin Haney has only signed a 1-fight deal. If Devin Haney wins, he'll move up and the belts will be fragmented. Then Bob's got to be doing Puppet Master again. Whereas if Devin loses, then Loma wins. And that's a fight right there with Shakur for undisputed 135. Shakur gets to complete the game early and move up to 140 straight up after that.
Yeah, man. The shenanigans of
Bob Arum, I know the business, bro. I was in the meeting, bro. Okay, you can't.
And I tell you what, though, and someone like Arum, people talk about bad scoring and what have you. Not all promoters have got that sway with governing bodies. Arum has been there for like 40 years. He knows everyone.
Arum has met Arum knows their great fathers, bro, from back in like the early 1900s, bro. Arum probably has stake in each sanctioning body under an alias, like Arumsky or something, right? So there's no such thing as an unbiased sanctioning body.
So
There's no
it's
such
fair to
thing as an
say
unbiased.
Devin has to win quite convincingly. Yeah, if it's any sort of close fight, he ain't getting any favors on the
Devin has to
scorecards.
go in there and whoop his ass, bro. He has to literally take the. He has to go in there like Neo. Literally, just go in there, fuck up the whole dance. Like Loma's movement will be so key because if Devin actually gets that jab going, like he'll just start hitting Loma like target practice, bro. Because Devin's jab is one of the best, if not the best, within. I would say this current crop of generation, bro. Who's got a better jab than Devin Haney, apart from Shakur? But Shakur is more of a counter puncher.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? That's what makes that fight so great.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, if he's rehydrating the way that he is, and he is allowed to put back that 20 pounds within the duration of the morning, eating, normalizing it out during the day, and not just eating rice at the side of the way at the way, and just to get all of that back. I see Devin could get the stoppage. I think Devin could get a stoppage probably maybe round 8.
Yeah, he's
Although
got the
it's
size
saying
advantage. Some
yeah,
great.
yes, train. Retire him properly. Train.
It's a hell of a fight. There's a few good fights on the undercard. Nakatani against Moloney. Yeah, Andrew Moloney will want to follow his twin brother and try to get a
Nakatani
world
is
title.
so active.
But Nakatani is he's a danger man.
Nakatani is the Mario Boreas of Top Rank. He will get a fight whenever, wherever.
Oscar Valdez making his comeback at super featherweight. Interesting. I guess we could see him against Cordina sometime soon. Yeah. Especially if I think there's talk of Valdez fighting Navarrete for the WBO title. So
that'd be a really good fight. I like Navarrete, man. You know, I don't see why not, to be honest with you. 130 pounds is easy. I want to say easy to unify. I feel the fighters that they have, whether it be Top Rank and Matchroom, because they, or Matchroom or PBC, the fighters that they have will just fight each other. It's not like they have the biggest kind of value in the thises and the thatses, and they're the type of fight like a Joe Cordina. Cordina kind of looks to me like the man. He tells you, like, make this fight. I'll go, like, just do it. Because the two back-to-back wins that man has got, I want to see him fight Shakur somehow, some way. I want to see him fight Shakur. I feel like we were robbed of that fight, man. I was so fuming when he missed weight. But yeah, I think Cordina will unify.
Yeah, exciting. Another exciting division. So let's get some predictions then. So I'll go first. I'm gonna go Chantel Cameron split decision. I think she'll be quite dominant. I think we're going to see Katie Taylor suddenly feel all of her 36 years of age. I think Chantel will be quite, not dominant, but quite a clear winner. But one of the judges will still try and do Katie a favor. So I'll go for a split decision. And Devin and Loma, I'm just concerned about that weight making.
Now he looks
I'm gonna go.
He looks all right, right? Compared to how he looked in Australia, bro. But Australia, fucking hot.
You're right. It might. Also, there's all the things like the jet lag and the change of time, all of that. But
dinosaurs and weird creatures over there. Devin Haney's some man. He didn't just beat Cambosis. He beat Jurassic Park and came back with all those belts, bro. People disrespect my guy. I'm sick of it, right? I'm fucking sick of it.
went into another ecosphere, which and won.
We've all seen Jurassic World. That man fought for heaven and earth for those belts.
All right, I'm going to give you a weird prediction. I'm going to go Devin and Loma ends in a draw. Yeah. It's a weird one for you. All right, and you?
Wow, okay. That threw me off guard, bro. Right, so I'm going to go with Katie to win by a vast margin, probably 111 type of 116 type. Yeah. There's no such thing as swing rounds or feeling rounds or nothing, right? That's going straight to Katie. Straight.
Okay.
Right. Devin Haney. Devin Haney, of course. Devin Haney will disperse this man, bro. 100%. Goodbye.
And you think a stoppage?
We have stoppage points. I think if it's the stoppage, I think it's going to be maybe round 8. If it's if it takes it, obviously, if he takes it to points, I feel it might probably be a split decision. They'll try, but yeah, I'd say a split decision or 8th round KO for Devin the Dream Haney.
You think it'll be an actual KO or what? Stopping him on his feet?
No, KO, bro, as in orbital bone, bro.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. Man, you're making me want to set my alarm for 4 a.m.
Just do it, bro. Just do it. Just do it. One thing I actually wanted to just touch on, Ra, quickly before we left. How do you feel that? Because obviously we we've been robbed. We haven't spoken about the Fabio Wardley debacle, have we?
No, not really.
Nah. Yeah, we're going to talk about it a little bit. We got some time. So I'm going to take everybody through what's happened on EastEnders. So, Ben, so 258 management reached out to the Boxing Board of Control asking for consideration for a Juan Fraser Clark to be the mandatory for Fabio Wardley. The board considered. They said yes. Apparently, Ben was not privy to this information because, in terms of the board doesn't recognize promotional contracts. I think they recognize managerial contracts in terms of like consideration or whatever like that. I don't know. But you got to fight anyway. You got to fight. And Ben apparently offered Fraser his biggest purse. Eddie said, show me the purse. Fabio said, show me the purse. Ben said, I'll show you the purse if you ask me. Eddie said, please show me the purse. We've not seen it yet, but it's out there. And I'm hoping to get it at the same time as I get that 278-page dossier, because that will be a great evening of reading. Going for, moreover, what's happened now? Yeah, so obviously Fabio, declined. They said, let's go to purse bids. Now, Ben and Boxer knew a whole month before the fight, that the purse bids were going to get called. So on the day, 1 hour before the purse bids are actually called, Fraser Clark, because the fighter apparently, from what I understand, has to be the one to sign out, and their lawyer or them, they personally have to get in touch with the British Boxing Board of Control and pull themselves out. How Ben has obviously come out and said in an interview that, he didn't know, 258 didn't tell him. There just doesn't seem to be communication within the camp. However, Ben has also come out and said that him and Fraser are in a quote unquote good place. Now, I don't know about you guys, bro, but I've been in relationships where I've said we're in a good place. I lied. Okay. And he said it that, yeah, we're in a good place. Anyway, going forward now, past this good placeness, Eddie's obviously come out, said that Ben looks absolutely shambolic because out of his own mouth, Ben came and said a fight with promoters We want to work with other promoters. He came out and said that him and Frank Smith have a great relationship. Frank Smith was ripping him to shit over this ordeal, rightly so. The fact that you pulled a fighter out of a purse bid 1 hour before the purse bid is very, very rude, man. That's bad manners, bro. And no one really wants to do business with somebody who does that, because that's very unpredictable. All right, you're sending people to these meetings and all of this and stuff like that, and then 1 hour before you decide to pull out. I'll tell you exactly why they did that. One, everybody knows everybody's business in boxing. They can tell you that they don't, but they do. There's always a mole, there's always a leak. There's a 17-year-old boy out there in the boxing world that knows a hell of a lot more than any of us out here. Getting it right from the sources. So Ben and Sky knew what the bid was that Matchroom and DAZN were going to put, because Fraser was set to make a lot of money, right? However, Sky, having overpaid and invested in Fraser and a lot of Olympians, including Ben Whittaker, they don't want to lose bread. And they would lose a hell of a lot of bread if Fabio stopped Fraser Clark at a show. Never mind that the fans would probably invest more in Fraser, having, you know, like I'll say same scale, but a Ryan Garcia and Tank thing, where, you know, you're going over different promotions and whatnot, and network, should I say, and are the fans respecting it and choosing to invest in the fight still if they give us a great fight. But they were like, nah, bread. We are not sharing or giving anybody slices of this bread that we have right now. So I want to ask you, right? Who do you think has come out? How do you think that Ben and Sky's and Fraser's credibility are having all of this scenario that I've just pointed out there? How do you think they've come out? And two, Fraser's new opponent has been announced today. So he will be fighting a Marius Wack.
Marius Wack, yeah.
Famous for the Dillian White fight. I believe he fought Klitschko. Did he fight Klitschko?
He did. I think he's famous for having never down.
Yeah, man.
I think Holy stopped him on his feet. Actually, I think Makhmudov has had him down, and that was like the first time, and he's like 45 now. I mean, in his prime, or even up until like a couple of years ago, he had like the best chin out there. So I guess they're hoping he can give him a few rounds. In terms of who comes out looking worse in all this,
Benjamin,
Shalom and Clark. But you want my angle on this whole thing? You know, I actually love a conspiracy theory.
Of them, I believe in UFOs, but carry on.
Yeah. Okay, get this. 258 management, they handle Fraser Clark and Ben Whittaker, yeah? So they managed to negotiate an enormous signing on fee by Sky. But around the same time, their flagship client, Anthony Joshua, left Sky, company that built them, to go over to this new rival, DAZN. Right, so how's Sky feeling about that? Wait a sec, we thought we're partners here. We've even given some of your fighters an enormous signing fee, and you're sort of mugging us off to go over to our rivals. I think Sky, because you look at the way boxers are behaving, like they're constantly trying to undermine Matchroom. They're trying to sign up their fighters, making a big deal about how, you know, oh look, Ockley and Boazzi can be on a better platform where people actually see them. You're thinking, why are you so bothered about getting these fighters who ain't even that big draws and making a big deal about making them a big draw? Anyway, I think that the real powers in all of this are always the TV companies, because they're the ones with the real money. And I think at Sky Sports, their whole attitude is, yeah, 258 management, you thought you could screw us over for DAZN, our rivals? All right, let's see. You want to play those games? Let's see how you like when we screw your clients over. They don't really care about fighters. Don't get it twisted. TV companies, the executives that run these, you think these are nice, moral men who are big fans of the sport like me and you? No, they're all about money and they're egomaniacs on top of it. They did not take kindly to being screwed over, whether it's true or not, but in their minds, being screwed over by 258, being played for mugs. Now, their whole way of moving is about, we're going to undermine the zone now, because you thought you could send this Trojan horse 258 management to mess us around. Now we're going to mess you around. You ask, why on earth would you wait till an hour before a purse bid to pull out when you already know that your fighter's not had 10 rounds, blah, blah, blah? Nah, you waited till an hour deliberately to hinder your rivals. Yeah, you didn't say it a month before so they can say, okay, great, we'll make the Adalai fight or Sol Dacres fight. It's like, nah, let's string these guys along. Come on, DAZN, come on, Matchroom, right up until the 11th hour. Then we'll pull out. All right, DAZN, now you're stuck. You ain't got an opponent ready. So you and your fighter, Wardley, your big showdown in Ipswich Town Football Club, I guess it's not happening now. That's what you get for trying to mess us around. Yeah, that's my theory.
The only reason why I would disprove that theory is because clout is money, right?
Yeah.
The more you have of it, the more money you have. Credibility is, I would say, 70% of the business, 75% to the public eye, because obviously we're the consumers, right? So their credibility has taken a massive beating there.
You're right, but
why would other promotional companies to spite your enemy, you bite your own nose off?
Yeah, but shall I tell you why I think it's still plausible? Because you remember right from the beginning when Sky brought Boxer on board to replace Matchroom, they made a big deal about how, yeah, this time the promoter ain't going to be front and center. And I think the reason they chose this unknown, naive newcomer to the sport is because they want someone who's a useful patsy. That if things go wrong, if we want to screw people around, this kid who doesn't know any better, he's going to be the face of it, and he's going to take the brunt. Whereas us, the people running Sky Sports, we can just sit back and claim, well, we're just the broadcaster. Nothing to do with us here. You get me?
There's someone who I've interviewed before. You know, I think if people know the podcast circuit, you know, a Savage Dan. He's very close with Ben. Very, very, in terms of media and within Boxer, he is rising up there. So I'm going to be interviewing him, and I'm going to be asking a lot of these questions to him. So if there's any questions that you actually have for Savage Dan, get on my Twitter. I'm going to put a post and let me know, because I believe that he would have a great take on what's actually happening, being right there front and center. So it's kind of like interviewing the Frank Smith of Boxer. So yeah, definitely. I think that's going to be one to watch out for, guys. So please notification.
Whatever the truth is, one thing's for sure.
The truth is they didn't want to lose bread and to a competitor.
There's a lot of strange things going on there, though. Like there's clearly infighting between the parties, which haven't come to, because as you said, it seems like 258 and the fighter wanted to do one thing, the promoter and the broadcasters wanted to do something else. I don't know how that can work. So anyway,
well, do you know what? There's somebody also in the British title circuit that no one's really talking about, Solomon Dacres. I really like Solomon.
Yeah, Solomon's.
So I've been speaking to him as well, and I really want to actually get Solomon on the show. So hopefully next week Thursday we can get Solomon on the show.
Yeah, it would be great to have Solomon on there.
His take, and he'd be our very first ever guest, bro. So it's between him and there's another person, but I don't want to say the other person's name because that one will be a nice surprise, I think. So yeah, I think I think it's time. I think we're ready for some special guests. What do you reckon, Ram?
I think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and Sol would be a great one. I hope Martin would forgive you for that.
Which one?
Sol,
I spoke to him already. I
Sol
tried to get an
blitzed
interview
his
with
man.
him, right? And then he sent me, because Martin was just trolling and thinking or whatever. Solomon was pissed. He was like, what? So obviously I had to speak to him a little bit and be like, nah, we had our chat. It's cool. And yeah, man, much love to Solomon. I'm a fan of his, man. But everybody needs to understand that you are entitled to your opinion. Maybe the way that Martin kind of went about, you know what I mean? Like it's his channel to do what he wants to do. Like certain times it's just banter anyway, and it's just the boxing circuit. You back your guy loses this and this or whatever. But again, that doesn't mean nobody else is excited for or a fan of that boxer. So it is what it is. We move on. But yeah, it's going to be a real interesting show next week. Next week Thursday, definitely. I promise you all. We'll try and hit a little bit earlier, but with boxes and that, they're usually trying to go a little bit later. But yeah, Ra, send us off.
All right. So I've given you all some bedtime thinking. Me and Rico have. Yeah, plenty to watch this weekend. Unfortunately, I'll only be at York Hall for TM14 show, but it's going to be a great little small hall show.
Oh, Prince Patel is going. Prince Patel.
Yeah, so I've heard rumors that Prince Patel will be there. I don't know who is he.
I'm gonna message him now because he's
Yeah, I know why he's going there because his coach's son, young Harry Mullins, is on the card. So
yes,
come to support him. So yeah, these small hall shows, you sometimes get these big names come along. So yeah, I'll be there.
I'm gonna tell him that. I'm gonna tell him that you said he's a big name. He's gonna give it. I'll say Rod is good. You need to give him Rod the first interview. Girth and length.
Nice girthy interview from Prince Patel. Yeah. So all right, people. I hope you have a great weekend of boxing. Look out for all the content. Those of you staying up, you'll have Rico, Chris, and Trey's company in the early hours. If things don't go well for me on Saturday night, I might join you, but no promises. So, but with that,
I'm gonna ring you, bro. Don't put your phone on silent. I'm gonna ring you.
If I reject the call, I'm busy.
Yeah. But yeah, everybody, so much love for coming through, man. My friends, I don't think they've actually seen me do this shit before. So big up everybody that stayed up with us tonight. I'm going to be doing a late night Twitter space, and I'm going to try and get I'm going to try and get a little special guest on there if I can. But that'll probably be in another 20 minutes. So yeah, big love to everyone. Big up Ra. Big up iBoxing Hub. It's been another show, another segment of the R&R show. We will be doing. I think that we should do a conspiracy theory of the week, Rob.
All right.
X-Files
aficionados.
So, but yeah, next week we obviously have Chris Billion Smith that would and a co that we're going to be looking forward to. Ra is going to be with me eating ostrich meat at a local diner, ready for the fight. And yeah, man, tune in. Our next show will be Thursday before the fight, so we're going to break down everything. Yeah, have an incredible evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been R&R.
Good night, all.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. Light up my scars with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bag,